Kia ora, good evening. Jacinda Ardern has taken an almighty swing at the banks, suggesting they consider their social responsibility as Westpac becomes the latest to post a $1 billion profit.
It comes as the Labor Party tries to reset the conversation on cost of living relief. But Newshub can reveal the vast majority of Kiwis are concerned about the government taking their money. They want tax relief for every single New Zealander. Political editor Jenna Lynch reports.
Strutting up to stick it to the banks.
I think there's questions need to be asked through management of these banks as to whether or not they are serving their communities well.
Jacinda Ardern peeved with their profiteering.
What we're seeing currently, I don't think is justifiable.
Westpac posted a $1 billion profit, up 12%. ANZ recently $2.3 billion, up 20%.
Are they demonstrating social licence? Are they demonstrating a commitment to the communities that they're serving by taking profits such as those in these current times?
Fresh from an appalling Newshub poll result and sick of being smashed about over the cost of living crisis, Ardern is fired up, tackling the issue that will define next year's election head on.
Bring it on!
Yesterday announcing a childcare subsidy to take the pressure off parents. But Newshub can reveal what voters really want is tax cuts for everyone.
I think we're third world when it comes to the taxes here in this country.
When you look at general wages and how far they go, it doesn't go far at all.
In New Zealand, every dollar you earn is taxed. The first $14,000 is taxed at 10.5%. Every dollar you earn over that, up to 48 grand, is taxed at 17.5%. Then everything up to 70k at 30%, 70 to 180 at 33%, and every dollar over $180,000 is taxed at 39 cents. In Australia, their tax rates are higher, but they have a tax-free threshold. You don't pay a single cent of tax on your first $18,000. Jeff Nightingale was on the government's tax working group. The cost to do that here would be exorbitant.
It's quite an expensive way to deliver sort of relief, tax relief to everybody.
But voters overwhelmingly want it. In our latest Newshub-Reid Research Poll, we asked, would you support a tax-free threshold in New Zealand? 84.5% said yes, 9.1% said no, 6.4% didn't know.
I'm down with that.
It's a great idea.
I think that's fair.
The government has taken aim at National's proposal to drop the top tax rate, giving the top 2% a tax cut, but not ruling out tax relief for lower income earners at next year's election.
Would the government consider a tax-free threshold?
I would just say it is quite a different proposal than what we've seen coming from the opposition at present, because it's inverse. It focuses on those on the lowest incomes.
Let the tax off begin.
Kia ora, Jenna. Whoa, shots fired.
Shots fired indeed. Jacinda Ardern is sick of being the only scapegoat for the cost of living crisis, so she is trying to make the banks the new boogeyman. Bashing the banks is never going to be unpopular, particularly when they are hiking interest rates on mortgages, crippling family budgets in the middle of a cost of living crisis, and simultaneously posting those record-breaking $1 billion profits. Westpac has just hit back in a statement saying without the sale of its life insurance, its profit would actually be 2% down on last year. And while the PM is having a lash, she's not looking to regulate the banks and actually force them to be kind at this stage. So the responsibility for the cost of living crisis again comes back to the government. Labor is yet to formulate its tax policy for next year's election, but a tax-free threshold seems like a very Labor way to do a tax cut, helping those at the bottom. 84.5% of Kiwis like it. It's a good way to get the electorate to fall back in love with you. Watch this space.
Political editor Jenna Lynch, tēnā koe.